Breaking news just coming in this afternoon. Tragically, the young woman, 34 years of age, Katie Price, who was stabbed in the neck in what is being described as a random and unprovoked attack in Birmingham on Friday night, has now died in hospital as a result of her injuries. And the perpetrator, the person who was being charged up until today with attempted murder, that's expected to be changed now in light of the fact that this young lady has now died, also had been guilty of several other assaults in the run-up to this one, and has assaulted a detention centre officer since the attack that took place on Friday night also. So Birmingham is also disintegrating into becoming, for many people, a no-go zone, especially in the city centre at various times of the day and night. Shopkeepers are complaining about the lack of law and order that's evident in the city centre. More attacks are happening. They're happening more frequently. Let's get into the details of the breaking news as per now, and then we shall look at other events that have been happening in the city over the last few weeks.
A 34-year-old woman has died after being stabbed in the neck in Birmingham on Friday night, West Midlands Police has said. The 34-year-old was taken to hospital with a serious injury to her neck after she was stabbed on Smallbrook Queensway before 9 o'clock on Friday night, but has since died in hospital, West Midlands Police has said this morning. 21-year-old Djeison Rafael, who was charged with attempted murder, is expected to appear at Birmingham Magistrates Court this morning. Police said an application will be made to amend the charges to reflect the victim's death. The force said extra officers will be around Birmingham city centre to offer reassurance, as we understand this is a worrying incident. We'll bring you more on that breaking news shortly.
So extra officers are going to be dispatched, should I say, to provide reassurance, little reassurance, obviously, for the family of this lady who has now passed away. The details as we know it. Let's have a look at the information that's being provided as per today. So we've heard that this woman is dead. She was stabbed in the neck in a seemingly random attack. She was rushed to hospital with a serious neck injury after being knifed at the Smallbrook Queensway shortly before 9 on Friday night. It was a busy area. There were many people in the area at the time. So, you know, she was in a public place, a lot of people around. It doesn't matter anymore. Attacks these days aren't things that happen in the dead of night down some darkened alleyway. They can happen at any time, day or night, any place, in any location, absolutely anywhere. Okay, so people understandably are feeling a little bit less safe. How would you say, as they go about their day-to-day business? West Midlands Police said today the woman has now died in hospital. Djeison Rafael, who's being described by the press as a black British male national, that's how he's being described, appeared before Birmingham Magistrates Court charged with her murder, as well as 2 counts of actual bodily harm, possessing a Stanley knife, and assaulting an emergency worker. This guy's just like a rabid dog. And you know what happens to rabid dogs. Best way to treat them. He appeared in court wearing a grey t-shirt. He spoke to confirm his name, date of birth and address. Court heard he had been charged with ABH against Hai Long Du on November the 7th, and another count of actual bodily harm against Mariamo Sao, which allegedly took place a week earlier on the 27th of October. So this guy has, just in the last, 2 weeks, he has a trail of actual bodily harms, assaults, and now a potential murder on his hands. Rafael is also accused of assaulting a police detention escort officer the day after the alleged murder on the November the 8th. So what's that? 4? At least 4 assaults, one of them allegedly fatal, in the space of 2 weeks. District Judge John Bristow remanded him in custody to appear before the court on the 12th of November, which is tomorrow, I believe, Tuesday. Appealing for further information, West Midlands Police said he was wearing a grey tracksuit, black hat, trainers and rucksack at the time of the stabbing on Friday. Police said specially trained officers We're supporting the victim's family. Force said in a statement, we're still keen to hear from anyone who knows more about what happened or the movements of Rafael on Friday evening. Who knows who else he's encountered on his travels, on his trail of destruction and death. Extra officers will be around Birmingham to offer further reassurance. You know, it's too little, too late. Prevention is better than cure. The attack unfolded yards from Birmingham New Street Station, right beside a police station. So let me add that to the list of things you shouldn't feel safe. Because just because you're beside a police station, just because you're in a busy area, just because it's a Friday night and there's a lot of people around you, doesn't matter. These savages have no impulse control. It doesn't matter where they are. If they get the impulse, they'll act on it. Consequence doesn't come into it. Reason doesn't come into it. Logic doesn't come into it. Humanity doesn't come into it. So having more police around isn't going to make a hell of a lot of difference. It's not going to deter anybody from doing anything. The attack was the third reported stabbing in the city centre in a month. Just in the city centre, two 17-year-old boys were knifed outside a Primark store within the space of a week in October. And in the lead up to one of the assaults, 10 men were involved in a fight near the city's famous bronze bull sculpture, machete scrap. If you've seen the report, you'll have seen that too. So for all the money that's being thrown into policing and CCTVs and everything else, you know, things are just getting worse. And this comes also on the heels of, there's an area just outside of Birmingham, Oldbury. So on bonfire night on the 5th of November, another man, in inverted commas, has been charged after the death of a woman, or a young girl, aged 19. She died on a street in Oldbury. Lily Whitehouse, found with serious injuries on Park Street around 10 to 10 at night. Again, not late at night, not in an isolated area. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Mohammed Azim, age 41, has been charged with her murder and earlier appeared before Wolverhampton Magistrates Court. So this is going back a couple of days, just a couple of days. He's been remanded in custody and is due to appear at the city's Crown Court on Monday, which is today. Ms. Whitehouse had serious injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene. Her family were being supported by specialist officers. You know, they're going to be honest, Birmingham police are going to have to invest, it would appear, in more specially trained officers, because you can see they were sent out to this young lady's property, or to her family, sorry, to console them after her death on the 5th of November. And now we have another case. Police are sent specially trained officers to support the victim's family from this lady, Katie Price, age 34, who has now died. So that's the state of play at the minute in Birmingham. If you're a Birmingham resident, or if you're living in and around that area especially, and you happen to hear this, leave me your thoughts and comments below. What are your experiences? Are you in the city centre much? Is this something that you're seeing that concerns you? Is it being hyped up, or is it being underplayed by the media? Is it being underplayed, or is it being accurately reported? So leave me your comments below. Let me know what you think. Share this content freely with whoever you see fit, who you think needs to hear it, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. I'm Rick Munn. This is No Risk, No Reward Media, over and out.